It is a sad reality that almost all of us have been affected by cancer in one form or another. Whether you or a loved one has been through that battle, it changes things for more than just the patient. Recently, Richmond hosted a fundraiser aimed at eliminating those battles, and it drew hundreds from across the disease's spectrum.
Patrick, Heather Fairbanks.
Casey Biscaglia has spent most of her life in and out of the water around Central Virginia. She was good enough to swim collegiately at East Carolina, but never really considered her efforts to be more than just exercise for herself.
Here we go, number one.
She knew about Swim Across America's nationwide efforts to raise money for cancer research and even donated to a friend's fundraising here locally, but never participated herself until her own diagnosis.
When mine was diagnosed in November of 2020, it was very much a surprise, and they detected it early. And some of the doctors that my mother worked for and also did her surgery worked with me to get the best care. It's devastating. You think, oh, it's now me.
Biscaglia knew about cancer all too well. Her mom also had breast cancer, and she lost a husband to leukemia. She credits her years as a competitive swimmer with helping her in her own battle, citing countless times as an athlete of being in situations that were outside her comfort zone.
When you're handed that diagnosis or a bump in the road, whatever, you have to do something. You have to make choices, maybe choices you don't feel comfortable with, but you have to make some choices.
So did the Scouts of Troop 555. Their Scoutmaster lost his son to cancer just after he left for college. The void evident on the father's face and in his voice to this day.
It's every parent's worst nightmare to bury one of your children, and here's a boy that was just really starting out his life, finding his way, and cancer got him right from the start.
Way to go, Barb!
With only a casual mention of this year's fundraiser, Morgan's son Jonathan and several of his fellow scouts swam and volunteered to help at this year's event.
No shark bites, no leeches.
No.
Not because it was required,
Are you going to run with me? Are you going to run? High five. You want to run to the finish line with me?
Run to the finish line,
Come on, hold my hand.
but because of how cancer had even peripherally touched their lives.
And you're right, they don't have to do it. They're doing it because they want to do it. They're doing it because they want to be involved. They want to do the right thing, or because they know someone that's had cancer.
Biscaglia joined for the same reasons.
There's so many people involved and have cancer, recovering cancer, and more. And it's funny because I think in reflection of it all, I'm swimming for them. I've wondered how I can perpetuate both of their memories and give back to the community. You can stroke a check and say you do it, but this gets me on board. I also think it brings awareness, and I don't mind having a voice for awareness.
In donating, there is still time, even though the event has already passed. Just go to swimacrossamerica.org. All money raised locally will stay locally and benefit the folks at the Massey Cancer Center.